Hello and welcome to another sketchbook tour. Today I am reviewing and using my Viviva, sorry to say, colors sketchbook. On the first page here, I went on a fishing trip, so I did a little bit of life drawing, did some abstract work. Any of the watercolors you see in this sketchbook are my Viviva color sheets that I bought at the same time as the sketchbook. I have to say those watercolors, they come in a little palette almost like on paper, so they're so easy to travel with. The colors are so vibrant. They're my favorite watercolors that I've ever used. The sketchbook, on the other hand, I have to say it's not my absolute favorite sketchbook. I felt like the paper was almost kind of squishy and soft. I wish it was just a little bit harder of a texture to it. But I think it held up really well, and I think that a lot of my materials worked really well on it. I just thought that it had a lot of bleed, like in feathering. I would say feathering, not necessarily bleed. So it doesn't go through the page, but anything you put on it feathers out a lot, which with watercolor, sometimes you want it to kind of stay in one place, and it does kind of spread out around the page. This page here, I was drawing some Pokemon as a request for some of my students, which was lots of fun. And then on this page, one of my students designed a little Pokemon, so I drew it, and then I also drew it as its like evolved form. We had a lot of fun doing it. His name's Scarchy. He's really cute. And then I also played around with some tempera sticks for school that I ordered to see how they would work and how I could use them. They were lots of fun. On this page, I did some experimenting. I layered some tissue paper and some of the grabby paint pens, which I've been loving lately. The other side over here with all these like eyeballs and stuff is also the grabby paint pens and also watercolors. I love the grabby acrylic paint pens. They are amazing. It's like a newer brand, and I've been obsessed with it. This page, I did some experimenting with some colored pencils, just played around. I also painted this little tree while I was outside. I did most of the sketchbook in the summertime. I also had this little guy that I drew. He was really cute. And also more Pokemon as a request from my students. Let's see. On this page, we did some neurographic drawings. And then I also did, if you can see, like those little square fruits. I saw an artist on Instagram doing some like square drawings for Inktober. So I thought they were like really cool. And so for this, I made like a paint pen kind of version of it with some fruits that I thought looked kind of cool. And I also drew some crayons. This page, I was kind of using my sketchbook as a diary. This wasn't feeling too great, so did some journaling and some drawing over it to help me get through it. Over here, I was reading through our curriculum, and I'm an art teacher, so that's why I was reading through curriculum, not just for funsies. But tessellations is on there, and I've never actually done them before, so I was Googling how to do tessellations and practicing with some, like, ducks and birds and elephants. It's harder than you think, let me tell you, but I'm excited to do it with the kids eventually. Took some notes at some faculty meetings and things, and it was just life drawing, which I tend to do when I'm taking notes or in a meeting. I love to life draw. And just another little guy down here in the corner. My little buggy blob things that I love to draw. More life drawing. I love drawing outside when I don't know what to draw. So I drew my partner who was, again, fishing. What's new? And also some scary looking geese that kept kind of chasing me around the park. It was kind of freaky. Some bubble letters. A little more life drawing. And I also drew, there was a pond with some like algae blooms and lily pads and stuff. So I thought that was cute and might be fun to draw. So I kind of attempted to capture that in the sketchbook here. This page, I was just kind of messing around. We went fishing again. My partner loves to fish. And I like fishing, not because I actually fish, but because I can sit and draw and relax and do whatever I want to do while they're doing that. So here was just drawing some plants that I saw. I got out some markers and whatever I had on hand. And I was also taking notes on, things that are inspiring to me and where I get my ideas from, just to kind of help inspire me some, because I was feeling very blocked during the sketchbook, and I still kind of am. So we're working through that. Here I put my sketchbook down under a tree and I just traced where the shadows were and where the light was peeking through to kind of make some cool designs. Then I was drawing a plant life cycle. Pretty cool. So I was just getting the markers out. My marker was dying. So I thought it'd be fun to draw a plant life cycle with my dying marker. I also was just, doodling some more blobbies and taking some notes. I was in a little book club meeting, so I was drawing during that. Same on this page, I was drawing during my book club meeting, so if you see some teacher lingo on there, that would be why. It helps me focus when I doodle. So if I'm on meetings, calls, faculty meetings, anything like that, I find that doodling, bubble lettering, things like that, they just help me focus and retain all the information that I need to. This page was from, I forget what day, but I was doodling with one of my students, and we were just drawing some people, and I was drawing some plants that were out in the atrium at my school, and I was drawing some people with some houses in their eyes, because I was like, why not? It'd be fun. Over here, I was drawing just some kind of fantasy fun stuff, so some kind of elven lady on the side there. And then I drew this, and it reminded me of the illustrations that are in the Tale of Despero book that I used to read when I was in elementary school. I forget what the princess's name is. I feel like it was P or something. I don't remember. But I watercolored her in because she looked kind of cutesy. This over here was a self-portrait, actually, of me. So I started on that, and then I had to paint a tree for one of the rooms in my school, an ash tree. So I looked up some reference photos, and that was my practice of my ash tree that I ended up painting on a window with tempera paint. Here's where I started to kind of fall off because, as I said, the sketchbook is not my favorite. This kind of squishy, feathery paper has just not been great to work on for me. So I'm going back to using a handbook, Travelog watercolor sketchbook next time. It's 8.5 inches or 8.25 inch instead of 8x8. So it's still a square, but it's a little bit bigger. So as you can see, I have a lot of pages left in here. But I don't know, maybe I'll cut them out and use them for small projects. We'll see what happens. It also has a nice little pocket on the side, has an elastic closure. It held up really good. I think the paper just wasn't for me, but if you like things that feather and kind of blend out, then I think this paper definitely would be for you. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a great day.
Oh, here I go again.